The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Daniel Jeremiah's latest mock draft is a different pick for the Jets than his first two mock drafts. We'll tell you who DJ has the Jets taking and whether or not it makes sense. Dylan Tereman's going to join us. It is the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Welcome in, everyone. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show. Show number 2 on the day before we bring on our guest, Dylan Tereman. Let's talk about our draft party. Space is limited. Get your ticket now and join us at Clinton Hall on April 24th. Your ticket includes a free drink and an automatic entry into our raffle that night. Clinton Hall is a great spot. I'll be broadcasting the show from there during the first round. Buy your ticket today. $30 for general admission. If you have a group and you want to reserve a table, you certainly can do so as well. Space is limited, so make sure you get your tickets. We're giving away a Sauce jersey that night that is signed, Klecko signed jersey, Mangold signed jersey, Jermaine signed jersey, and much more. So thank you to everyone who's bought a ticket already. And if you want to guarantee a spot, make sure you buy your ticket in advance. You cannot show up the night of. You need to buy a ticket in order to enter. Joining us right now in his weekly spot on the show is one of the great content creators from Jet Nation Live. Dylan Tereman joins us now. Dylan, happy Tuesday and happy 37 days from the NFL draft to you.
Dude, it's coming up quick, man. And kind of like this March Madness thing, we don't know how it's going to end. And right now that's a good thing for the Jets because there's no pinpointing any position at any specific pick. And I love that. And DJ threw a wrench in the mock draft that he put out today. Spoiler, it's not a quarterback, and I'm happy about that one.
We will get to DJ's mock draft, but ladies and gentlemen, raffle entries are starting to fly off the shelf before we even began. So every raffle entry gives you a chance to win a signed Don Maynard jersey, signed Garrett Wilson helmet, signed Wayne Corbett helmet, signed Brandon Marshall helmet. And ladies and gentlemen, M. King, before the show started, gifted 5 channel memberships. Thank you, M. King. Those went to V6RM, Franklin Fung, Jay Lepselter, and Douchey McGee, Alan Avatel. Luppy, it's his birthday, people. Wish Luppy a happy birthday. The big 6-0. He's gifting other people membership.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Luppy, happy birthday. YouTube is not telling me who got your memberships, but I promise you, someone got them. Here we go. Jared, Scott Foster, Flight Right, Orlando G, and Beagle Tree, all receiving memberships from the Lupman. And then finally, Devin gifted a membership as well. That's awesome. We already have 11 new channel members this show. Devin, thank you very much. All right, let's talk some Jets now, Dylan. So on my show this morning, I covered Mel Kiper's mock draft. I wasn't expecting DJ to drop one as well. We have the two biggest draft guys both putting out mocks post-free agency on the same day. And let's get right to DJ's pick for the Jets. The New York Jets select Armin Membu with the 7th overall selection. DJ writing Membu slides in at right tackle. His size, physicality, and athleticism would make him a great fit. Now, it's worth noting in Jeremiah's first 2 mocks, the only consistent pick that he had from mock to mock was the Jets selection of Tyler Warren at number 7. In this latest mock, he has the Jets taking Armin Membu. It's also worth noting, Dylan, that in the mock draft here from Jeremiah, both Mason Graham and Tyler Warren were both available. In fact, Graham in this mock draft went pick number 8 to the Carolina Panthers, and Warren, he didn't get drafted until the 14th pick by the Colts. So I do wonder if this scenario played itself out, are Muji and Glenn taking Membu over Graham and Warren? Your thoughts there?
For me personally, I would hope that they would take Mason Graham. I think when I scrolled through the mock just a couple minutes ago and saw Jalen Walker as the 5th pick to the Jaguars and not Mason Graham, I said, oh, this is great. DJ had us taking Mason Graham, no big deal. And then I was slightly surprised when I scrolled down and I saw Armand Membu. And that doesn't mean I'm disappointed with the pick. I think it's obviously a need at right tackle. Our only real answer so far in free agency that would give us any clues is Chuks Okorafor. And right now, I don't really think he's starter quality, and we'll see what the money comes in at that they paid him. I don't think the details have been revealed, but I don't think it's going to be starter money for Chuks. So I'm cool if they go right tackle. He would be like my 3rd option. And the 2 that you just mentioned, Warren and Mason Graham, would be prioritized above Membu, in my opinion. I think the need at interior defensive tackle is massive comparatively when you have a guy like Chuks. I think he's better than any of the D tackles you brought in outside of maybe Derek Nottie, who's still your 3rd rotational defensive tackle at best. So there's a lot of ways that you can go with this draft, and DJ did switch it up, no longer going Tyler Warren. And I think in years past, when we had his best friend, Joe Douglas, in our front office, it was like, oh, this is, actual news, and the Jets can, feed into this, and we can adjust our mocks accordingly. I've had Tyler Warren going to the Jets in any mock I've done for my channel or somebody else's, just because I feel like he fits in 3 different positions if you needed him to. So I can't complain with Armand. He's my offensive tackle 1. He's not my offensive lineman 1. That would go to Will Campbell, even though I see him more as a guard. But I couldn't complain at this because you have to solidify all 5 of your offensive linemen at some point, and Justin Fields would have the best 5 guys possible heading into 2025.
Here's the full top 10 from DJ. I'll just read it off to you guys because I couldn't find a clean screenshot to put up on the screen. He has Cam Ward going 1, Abdul Carter going 2, Shador Sanders going 3, and obviously 1, 2, and 3 is Tennessee, Cleveland, the Giants. 4 is New England. He has them taking Travis Hunter. 5, you already mentioned it, Jalen Walker to the Jaguars. 6, Ashton Genty, the running back from Boise State, to the Raiders. And then that obviously leaves the Jets with Membu, Mason Graham, Will Campbell could be there as well if they wanted to say, hey, play AVT at guard and let's get Campbell to be our pick. This would be interesting to me. I don't hate this pick. I just feel like the longer we go without any true weapons next to Garrett Wilson, how do you not take Warren or one of the receivers at pick 7? Like, I just feel like the Jets, they need a playmaker. They have Garrett Wilson and nobody else on the outside right now.
Yeah, it's almost like the Bengals from a couple years ago with the Penei Sewell versus Jamar Chase graphic that everybody kept putting up. And I kind of feel that way too. I would prioritize an offensive weapon at 7 if it was my choice, whether that's Tet McMillan, Tyler Warren, some people like Matthew Golden, even Emeka Egbuka, is getting some love. I'm a big fan of his. He didn't play with Justin Fields at Ohio State. That's not the connection I'm trying to make. But I think that offensive weapon needs to be prioritized. And truthfully, I would even prioritize a couple of these edge guys and defensive interior guys above Membu too. So I'm with you that I think pass catcher in some capacity is needed. The fall for Tetairoa McMillan in this mock draft is pretty astounding. I think he might even be wide receiver 3. I didn't see where Egbuka went. So I don't know if the Jets prioritize a 6'4" guy who runs in the mid 4.5s anymore. I don't know if the speed is going to knock him, but when Aaron Glenn spoke at the Combine, and he specifically spoke about wide receivers, he talked about speed. And the only person I can picture in my head as he was talking was Jameson Williams. And I'm trying to find the closest thing to Jameson Williams in this class and pick him in the 2nd or 3rd round if I'm the Jets. So maybe Tetairoa McMillan's not the guy. I'm still in the camp of Tyler Warren is probably one of my top guys at the pick. So you got to prioritize it at some point because Fields, you can't just run the ball, triple option Wildcat like a military academy out here. That's not how you can run an offense.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're talking with Dylan Tereman. He is as knowledgeable on the draft as anyone we could bring on. So any prospect questions you have, write it in. If it's a super chat, we stop what we're doing and we bring that up on the screen. Some other highlights here from his mock. Here's a graphic I did find. You brought up Tet. I mean, him falling all the way to 22 is surprising to me. He has Matthew Golden as the first receiver off the board, which he's not alone in that thought. I know Mike Tannenbaum after the combine said Golden's going to be the first wide receiver taken, the receiver from Texas. He has him going to the Cowboys in this mock draft here at number 12. Tet at 22. I mean, could the Jets maybe trade back and take Tet? I mean, that's one possible path. But what's interesting to me about this mock from DJ is the fact that he has Jackson Dart going to the Steelers at 21. It does feel like Dart's going to end up being that third quarterback that goes in round one. I don't know if he's a lock to go in round one, but you got Kuiper today mocking him to the Saints at 9. DJ today putting him at 21 to the Steelers. Feels like we're going to get at least 3 first-round quarterbacks. So the Jackson Dart to the Jets in the second-round dream. I don't know if he's going to be there if the Jets want to take him there.
No, I don't think he's going to be there in the second round, and I'm still not an advocate of trading up for him to get the fifth-year option, but I do think it's interesting that this graphic shows 2 quarterback-needy teams who are somewhat in limbo over our former quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, and how they're kind of just being mocked a quarterback at 21 to the Steelers. So perhaps Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers and they don't take Jackson Dart at 21. I still think he ends up in the first round. But it is interesting to see Shedeur even at 3. Like if they signed Aaron Rodgers, would you take Shedeur still at 3? And if you're Daboll and Shane and you're on the hottest seat possible in the NFL, no, you'd probably take a guy like Travis Hunter to pair with Malik Neighbors, and then you have Aaron Rodgers throwing them the football. So I think once the Rodgers domino falls, and I still think we're a couple weeks out from that, it's going to be interesting to see where these quarterbacks actually go. I do agree. I think 3 will go, and it's probably a trade up scenario or Jackson Dart to a team that might have who they think is already their quarterback 1 on their roster, and they're still able to bring him in as like a work in progress quarterback too. Cause that's what I think he is. I don't think he's a day 1 starter in the NFL by any means.
Chris J says, Team J Graves. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, let's talk about Asmaniac Madness. Earlier today, it was, in fact, the number 9 seed, Rick Kent, getting by Robert C., who fought hard and almost had a late comeback in the first show today. But Rick Kent advances, which means this afternoon's matchup features the 5 seed, Jay Graves, taking on the 12th seed, BMAC. Ladies and gentlemen, Train Region play. Opening round. It continues, and voting begins right now.
It's time for Asmaniac Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top Asmaniac for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
Dylan, I am predicting a blowout. I think Jay Graves will take down BMAC, and I think this could be one of our bigger blowouts of the tournament. How do you think, or how do you feel, I should say, about that prediction?
No, I have to agree with that one. Last week, I think it was a closer matchup when I was on the show. But this one I don't think is going to be as close as last week's by any means. It's been quite a fall off for BMAC, it seems.
Yeah, I think BMAC saying he respects women by going to the strip club probably hurt him with someone in the chat.
Yeah, come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Janice Jet is in the Asmaniac raffle for 5. Janice, you are awesome. Thank you very much. Let's make sure we get Janice down for 5, and let's find out who got Janice's membership.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Janice gifted 5 channel memberships to JQuest57, Adam is Too Cool, Dicker the Kicker, BC, and John, all becoming channel members. Thank you very much, Janice. Super chat from the Lup Man. Happy birthday again, Luppy. Dylan, do you see us drafting a wide receiver? If so, who?
Yeah, no, we definitely will draft a receiver. It just depends on when. If you're talking about 7, I think I wouldn't draft one, to be honest, because I don't value Tetero at 7, and I think it would be a reach to go get Golden or Egbuka. But at 42, I like Jalen Higgins. I like his teammate Jalen Noel, the 2 Iowa State guys, excuse me. I think the 3rd round is probably going to be the most valuable for wide receivers. And there's a guy I like who probably doesn't fit the mold of the Jets in Jalen Royals, because I just think we have gotten a little bit redundant at the position for sub 6'1" wide receivers. So I think the third round, probably, if you like Trey Harris, the guy from Ole Miss, Jackson Dart's favorite receiver, I'm a huge fan of his. I'm not a huge fan of Tej Johnson. Jalen Lane is a good one from Virginia Tech, but again, another sub 5'10" guy. It's really tough because I think based on what the team wants is a speedy receiver, you're probably going to have to reach for a guy like that. And I mentioned Jalen Noel at the top. I think he's probably your best bet because he was just an explosive combine guy. I'm trying to pull up his combine stats as I'm talking here. 5'10", so a little bit smaller, but he ran a 4.39 and a 4.17 short shuttle, which I believe was fifth fastest of the group. Explosive as all hell. 11-foot 2-inch broad jump, 41.5-inch vert, and not many wide receivers did the bench press in the combine, but he had 23 reps. So usually the explosion score that I look at, which is 2 jump scores and your bench press score, if that equals 70 or more, you're considered an explosive player. Jalen Noel came in at 75 and 2/3. So he's well over that explosion mark. So I think that a guy like him would be a huge target. Maybe he slips to the third round where we, jumped up 20 picks to now 73. I have to do more research now that we've jumped up those 20 picks because I was looking in the back end of the third round for a wide receiver. And now it's like back end of the second round, we have to look for a wide receiver. So that'll be interesting. But I think to answer your question here, Lup, would be the 2 Iowa State guys would be who I'm targeting at 42 or in a trade up from 73.
Thomas says, Dylan, I don't get the Mason Graham hype. We'll play 40% of the time.
New regime. We don't know what the rotation is going to be exactly. I can understand your point. It's a little bit redundant to the Quinnen Williams thing in terms of skill set, but they're different players. Kenneth Grant, his teammate, is probably a guy that you would probably consider if you're not a Mason Graham fan for the opposite role at defensive tackle. But I mean, if Mason Graham is there, you have to consider it. I don't care about his size. I know my co-host Glenn put out a tweet about the edges that the Lions used, and they were more like 250 plus, 260 pounds, and Will McDonald's 230. I don't think them being light up front is going to change a lot of things, and I think that might be the concern with Graham. He shows he can play the run early on in camp. They're going to play him at all 3 downs and try to hope to get like a Braden Fisk type player out of him. Not to say he is Braden Fisk from the Rams, but of that type of mold. So, yeah, I can understand not loving Graham based on that perspective alone, but I don't think it would be as low as 40%. Like that's low. Like Michael Clemens played more than 40%. So
big fella. Dylan, where do you see Dante Thornton going?
That is the Tennessee wide receiver. Probably the 4th round. See, like this is a guy, exact measurables is Tet, 6'4", 205, but he runs a 4.3 flat in the 40 with a 1.51 10-yard split, which is huge. Jumped out of the building with 10.5-inch broad, 33-inch vert. So again, another explosive guy. I'd say 4th round. But that's your Tet light. Like I if you want to advocate for Tet at 7 and a smaller, like he's not Tet obviously, but of the ilk of the skill set, this is why I say don't always, force yourself into one position at each pick with the Jets because they'll surprise you and they'll do stuff and then you'll come around to the Dante Thorntons of the world. So I have to do more research to find out where others view him, and I do that last in my process. The last thing I look at is their box score stats and where others project him as, because if I look at their stats, I'm going to assume things that aren't necessarily true. And if I see where Daniel Jeremiah has him ranked, I'm going to just think, oh, well, it's a 3rd round grade going into the first game. And I don't like to think that way. So I would assume early day 3 for Dante Thornton.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're talking with Dylan Tereman, breaking down Daniel Jeremiah's latest mock draft. His 3rd one that he's posted. The first 2 each had Warren going to the Jets. Tyler Warren from Penn State. And people said, interesting. He changed all the other picks besides the Jet one. What does he know? Today's mock, different path. Armin Membu, the offensive tackle from Missouri, was DJ's pick. We broke that down earlier. If you have a question for Dylan on Membu or any of the other top prospects, write it in, and we'll bring it up on the screen to break it down. Nick Shine Show with a super chat. Best run blocking, mauling right tackle in the draft, ?
Okay, so right tackle, I'm guessing you mean right tackle specific, probably not a guy. I mean, if he has left tackle versatility, that's fine. Um, I'll throw one out. Small school guy I saw rising up the draft process during the draft process is Charles Grant from William and Mary. Very hard to find film on this guy. So he was a Feldman's freak, which Bruce Feldman of The Athletic, he puts out an article around August going into the college season, and it lists about 100 players who are just supposedly the biggest athletic freaks in college in the entire nation. And Charles Grant showed up on that list, 6'4", 311 pounds. I mean, there's tons of guys that I like in the second or third round, but if you're talking just true mauler, I would say Charles Grant, is a good one. I like Ozzie Trapillo, but he's probably more of like a both pass protector and run blocker. It's kind of a hard question when it's just truly mauler types, because I'm looking at guys who can pass pro first, because that's just where the league is heading. A guy that I like who is probably going to transition to guard but played tackle, and I loved him in the run game, was Wyatt Milam from West Virginia. He's probably your second or third round prospect. So I'd say either him or Charles Grant, but Charles Grant is definitely one to watch because, again, small school, just kind of boomed in the process. Marcus Mbow from Purdue is another guy. He played left tackle, I believe, in college, but I don't think that's his position in the NFL. So it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, as far as maulers go, it's hard to say. I'm looking more at pass pro guys.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We are accepting raffle entries for a signed Don Maynard jersey, signed Garrett Wilson helmet, signed Wayne Corbett helmet, and signed Brandon Marshall jersey. And if we get 10 more memberships gifted, I'll tell you what the 5th raffle item prize will be for this week's Asmaniac raffle. Dylan, I have a question for you about the Asmaniac community. Have you been following the really historic rise of One Punch Dave Briga the last couple of days?
Dude, I have this terrible problem where songs get stuck in my head very easily, and One Punch Briga is on a loop in my head when I'm at work sometimes. So yes, I'm very familiar with the song, and I'm a big fan.
Well, some comments I want to read to you. South Philly writes in, Dave Briga ordered a Big Mac at Burger King and got one. Peter writes in, Briga can turn water into wine. South Philly says, Briga struck out Babe Ruth in 2 pitches. South Philly writes in, Briga is the reason Waldo is hiding. I'm telling you, folks, Dave Briga is on a historic rise as a 15th seed in this tournament, and I'm fascinated to see how Dave will do when he goes up against Mike D's Nuts in that 7-10 matchup in the round of 32.
He is my absolute bracket buster right now, Dave Briga, and I'm not mad about it. I had him beating Beast, but I don't have him going any further than this. I'm sorry, but I was unfamiliar with One Punch Briga's hold on the Asmaniac community, because now I feel like he is gonna go all the way.
Bino says Briga doesn't need a password. Computers let him in automatically. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the Dave Briga jokes coming. Love it. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Load up your calls on the Gusbuster hotline. Update in our matchup. It is all Jay Graves. 74-26. Jay Graves leading BMAC with almost 200 votes that have been cast. We only have 117 likes, but there's been 200 votes. The math is not mathing, people. Click that like button if you haven't and help support the channel. All right, let's mix in your calls now and continue with your questions for Dylan about the Jets or anything NFL draft related. And first up today on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man who claims today was the day we find out if he gets a job. For the first time since that day, let's find out if he did, in fact, get a job.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. No, Jake, this is what's happening. First of all, I have to get a referral. So I got a referral to see them, right? Then we're working next time I see the guy, a person, they're going to call me in a couple of days. Then we go over application, and then they show me the jobs. So it takes some time to get it. So that's what it's called, your pathway to employment. So
where do things stand right now? Next Tuesday, we find out if you got a job?
No, they'll probably call me in a couple of days to make an appointment.
Okay, so they're going to call you. There's going to be an appointment. So there's no job today, but would you say today was a positive step forward?
Yes, positive first step. And I think Jake Quest is a moron.
Why?
Because what he did to call in and tell me you smell like a bad baked potato.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
This morning, don't give me booby.
What happened?
I swear. You play that video about
so if I'm understanding, you don't like Jay Quest because he called into WFAN this morning and did this.
Hey, do you go to the gym by any chance and play basketball by any chance or no?
Not recently. Why? You thought you saw me hooping somewhere?
I go to LA Fitness in Levittown. We have this tournament, right? 64 of us, and we play basketball, 1 versus 16, and we kind of grade each other based on our, how we play. So I'm the 8th seed. I got to go versus the 1 seed because I beat the 9 seed 10. Shout out to Ted easily. But I got to play the 1 seed, right? Here's my problem with the 1 seed. His name is Bobby. Bobby, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you. This guy, have you ever smelled rotten potatoes, Keith?
No, but go
Dude,
on.
so rotten potatoes is the second worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. The first is Bobby. Do I spray this guy with Mando before I play him or some butter and make him smell better? Or do I just grind it out and try to hump my way to a win?
I have a rule. If I can smell you, I'm going to tell you. Have you told him?
Bobby it's just another level, bro. And, I don't even know what to say. The 16 seed didn't even show up when he had to play him. And Bobby thought that he just won because the guy was afraid, but it was because he smelled.
He's like, no, I can't.
No, he didn't show up.
I can't have that smell in my nose.
If I post this guy up, I might vomit. I'm serious. It's 10 times worse than rotten potatoes.
Thanks for the call, Lane. There's enough humans that smell like rotten potatoes on the subway.
Where is moron?
I think he made some good points there.
I think he's a moron.
The fact that he just slips in.
I think, I love when he came on my show one time and his wife yelled at him, chopping up chicken, and then he has to do laundry for his wife all the time he does laundry. He folds his laundry. Yep. Okay, payback is a bitch. Okay. Payback is a bitch. So I hope your wife still yells at you, Jake Quest, for chopping up chicken and all that. And then she slaps you in the head for not doing the laundry and all that stuff.
Do they call you Rotten Potato Bobby?
I don't give a crap. I really don't.
Jay Quest says, Bobby, I can't even smell.
Well, I hope your wife smacks you in that freaking head, okay? Get on here so we could talk, little weasel.
Whoa, I don't think what he did was weasel-like. I think
what about
funny.
If he said, okay, if it was funny, Jake. Oh, you're funny looking.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Oh, there's the moron driving to work. Hope you don't get lost on the way to work. Where are you working today? Do your wife chop up?
All right, let Bobby.
Chicken?
Bobby, if you want me to talk, let me speak without interrupting because you're being rude, okay?
You're
better
being
shut up
rude
for a
too,
second.
so shut up.
Bobby, it was a joke. Don't speak.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Yeah, on
Okay.
live
I want
radio.
to let me fucking speak, bro.
Don't fucking
You interrupt me, I'm gonna hang up. Shut up. Or I'll just hang up. You want me to speak or you gonna talk over me? Which one?
Speak. Go ahead.
Thank you. Bobby, I want to thank you for letting the audience know that I'm a good husband and I cut chicken to make chicken cutlets for my kids and I fold laundry because I have 4 kids and I have a loving wife. I'm sorry, Bobby. It was a joke, bro. Chill out. Peace.
Yeah, chill out. Peace. My name is Jake Quest. I fold laundry and I cut chicken every day. And I get slapped in the head. Oh, Rick Kent's. Oh, you're a cunt twat too. You can't come on in and talk to me so we could see you. You're a twat yourself. Of typing. The twat of typing. Rick. Oh, yeah, probably. I probably smell like that. It smells like women's boxes. Yes, I do. I still gotta buy some. I wanted to buy the issues. I'm not issuing a form of apology. I'm not apologizing. He should apologize. It's name it. Yeah, I know, right? I know, but it was public radio. Oh, Dee, quiet down. You didn't even know me. Oh yeah, I am Mr. Potato Head. Okay, rough fan. I am Mr. Potato Head. I agree with that. Yeah, it's not a joke. Thank you, Frank Peace, for standing up for me. Jake Quest is such a loser.
Bobby. All right, I didn't use your last name. Okay, sorry for yelling at you. I didn't use your last name. I didn't call with the graphics of you next to me. I never said who you were. I said we play basketball.
Yeah, and then you smell.
I know, Bobby. You know what's funny, Bobby? I can't even smell since COVID. So newsflash, I don't even smell you. If you smelled when I met you in December, I couldn't smell you because I can't smell, bro. I have no taste buds when I can't even smell.
Well, I'm sorry you can't smell.
No, I'm just telling you. It was a joke, bro. I loved you. I actually asked Jake, and you could tell him, I asked him play it one day before our matchup. I didn't want a week of you yelling at me. But he played it today.
Yeah, Jake usually does that. Yeah, pot stirrer, Jake. Yep, we got that.
All right, so it's Jake's fault. But
yes, it's all
just gotta
Jake's
relax,
fault.
bro. You know, it was not. You know, it was.
All right, so I was trying to joke that you.
That's fine. You can make fun of me that I fold laundry. It's fine. Can you tell everyone what you did today when you called me? What happened?
I say you suck.
Yeah, and you hung up on me, right?
Yeah. Well,
all right. I'm glad you're getting a job, Bobby. All right.
Yeah. It's gonna take a couple of weeks, maybe, and I'll get a job.
All right.
It's step by step. So I'm doing what
it was a joke. All right. I'm sorry if you got offended.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Jake, you could have done it at the week.
And you could ask him. I did, Jake. You know, I did ask you to play it one
day.
Yeah,
he won't admit it. He won't admit it.
He'll admit it. He'll have to because you don't want to.
No, he won't. No, he won't. No, he's a pot stirrer. He got it from Ted Hughes. Yeah. He's perfect pot stirrer.
All right, Jake. Bobby, we're good. All right. I love you, man. Take care.
Okay, Leon. What about you? Oh, Dave Burger, I have to show Dave Burger. It takes a while because I go to this, I think it's like Charles's place. They help you get a job. First,
he thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see us maniacs complain. What he call it, one punch breaker. You need to get a job. What he call him, one punch breaker. The beast is on his ass. Call him one punch breaker. Does anyone see me back and call him one punch breaker? You only need one.
Dave, you're gonna have to rewind to figure out where things stand with Bobby's job. It was a very complicated answer. And also, Bobby, if you can't laugh at that call, you're soft as Charmin. If you can't appreciate a great prank call as Jake West executed there. All right.
His calls are one of one, man. Like, I don't know how you could just like casually say all those things and like without a script too. Like, I don't know. Jake West is on another one.
I would crack so quickly trying to get all those references.
100%.
Man. Rick Kent's stinky fart says, Briga, put this guy out of his misery. Well, I don't know if we need to, euthanize Bob, but you're just trying to get him a job. Nick Shine clarifies, it wasn't an interview. He had a meeting with the social worker. They're processing him and looking for a place for him. So it was a meeting to then have another meeting, essentially.
Gotta love those.
All right. We do have an actual draft question to get to, but Eric says Bobby is an insecure potato. Strong. C with a super chat. What do you think about the Jets taking Arian Smith in the second or third, if available?
I believe that's the wide receiver they met with from Georgia. I don't know about second or third round. They do top 30 picks with guys that go in all different rounds, truthfully. It doesn't necessarily mean that they prioritize him as a premium pick. I would consider second and third round picks premium picks. And although he does play a premium position, I don't know if I would consider him a premium pick worthy. So I'm going to default to day 3, but I do like what he brings to the table. Again, another sub 6'1" wide receiver, but you're talking about 4'3", 140 or 4'3", 640, excuse me. And again, another explosive guy. I would say 4th or 5th round. I don't think that there's much to him. I mean, he is a fast guy, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's like route running elite. I don't think he has that separation ability other than his speed. Just take the top off. That's fine. But that's more of a one-trick pony in my opinion. So 4th round, that's just the easy default answer right now for me with these wide receivers.
Dave Briga says,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify because I know he took a top 30 visit, and I think Dom C kind of talked about this on Twitter too. Just because it's a top 30 visit, like they took a top 30 visit with Quantez Stiggers last year, I believe, and he was a guy that was a 6th round pick, 7th round pick. So like it doesn't necessarily mean that they prioritize him in the top 100, but they could, but I don't think they do with Arian Smith.
Dave Briga wrote in, thanks, Nick Shine is the man. Dave, I would say people think you're the man. Bino writes in, Briga once fought the wind. The wind now only blows in his direction. Yo Holmes says, Briga is the reason we won the Wild West. The big fella writes in, Muhammad Ali said, float like a butterfly, punch like Dave Briga. Man.
Solid.
The rise of Briga. David with a $10 super chat. The info that Lions Chuck mentioned today that Aaron Glenn didn't adjust at halftime is incorrect. An example was the Lions' comeback win at San Fran in 2024. Heavy blitzing came after non-existent pressure in the first half. I'd have to watch every Lions game over the last 3 years to truly know. That said, the best coaches adjust, and they coach to the players they have on their roster. So I hope Aaron Glenn can do that.
Yeah, I heard the comment from Lions Chuck this morning mentioning that, and like I had the same thought process you did. I have to go back and actually evaluate the tape to see if he actually did make changes. I believe in the postseason they did make changes, but I don't know if they were getting blown out when those changes happened. So you don't want a guy who's stubborn. I feel like we saw that with the last regime, and they clearly weren't really going to adapt to anything. They were just going to play the guys that they had in mind at the roles that they had in mind to play them, and that was really it. I think the adjustments that we saw Aaron Glenn make was with the bodies on the field. Like he lost 10 starters last year, it felt like, on his defense, and he was able to adjust in that way. So maybe it's not an exact scheme change to the degree that everybody loves coming out of halftime, but also halftime adjustments are a little overrated. You make adjustments probably midway through the second quarter if you're a really good team. You get your offensive possession, you see what their defense is doing, and vice versa. You intake all the information about what their game plan is designed to do, and then you spend the second and third quarter adjusting the entire time. So it's not just a let's go into half and adjust and see what happens. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he worked with a talent adjustment more so than a scheme adjustment last year with the Lions.
A little breaking Jets news to mention here on the show.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Free agent wide receiver Rondell Moore visited with the Jets today, according to Field Yates. Moore, 24 years old, former Cardinals second-round pick, hasn't played in a regular season game since 2023, injured his knee while with the Falcons in August. So this is a guy that Jets' current wide receivers coach, his name is now escaping me.
Sean Jefferson.
Keith. Sean Jefferson coached Rondell Moore with the Cardinals, and I heard from someone that Jefferson is knocking on the door for the Jets front office to at least consider signing him. So they at least got a meeting today with Rondell Moore. I mean, I wouldn't hate this signing. It wouldn't cost you much. There's upside there. I just wish we had someone more proven, but you know, I like the player a lot. It's unfortunate he got hurt, but I still think he could be productive in the right situation.
Yeah, he's another guy that I loved in the draft process just due to being the smaller slot type guys. Like Elijah Moore was a guy, for example, that I absolutely loved coming out of the draft. And Rondell Moore kind of fits that skill set. Just how many of those guys do you want in the room? Like I'm assuming they're going to get rid of Xavier Gibson at some point when they bring in enough bodies. but then you still have Malachi Corley, who's, you know, a smaller wide receiver who doesn't really have a role. So maybe they see a more defined role for Rondale Moore. And I liked what he did in Arizona. And then he kind of struggled, like you mentioned, to stay healthy. If they prioritize small wide receivers, this offense is going to look a little bit different than I thought, because maybe they aren't planning on being run heavy, because if you're going to be a run heavy offense, you would assume you want slightly taller guys on the perimeter so that they can run block. I don't think Rondale Moore is a plus run blocker by any means. And now you have a situation where how many guys can you scheme if you're Tanner Engstrand? Can you scheme up all your playmakers and, you know, say they get Tyler Warren and then they have Rondale Moore and Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall? Not saying it's a bad thing to have an abundance of riches, but how many gadget type players can you scheme up in your offense? And I think Rondale is leaning more toward a gadget player than a full-time perimeter type player.
His last year he played was 2023 with the Cardinals. He appeared in 17 games. He had 40 catches for 352 yards. As a rusher, he had 28 rushing attempts for 178 yards. He scored 2 total touchdowns that season. I mean, look, he's a gadget guy. He's only 5'7", so, I mean, you got to have a real plan in place. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like that's what Corley's here for that type of role. So, I mean, I don't hate the idea. I don't know if he'd be a lock to make the team, though, even if they signed him, you know?
No, yeah. Not most of these free agents outside the big three, Fields, Stevens, and Cisco, you can make a case that when they cut down the roster to 93 or 53, that most of these guys could be gone. They're just kind of camp bodies, in my opinion, right now. None of these guys are needle movers for me.
I have more breaking news.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Darren Muji's favorite movie is Moneyball, because he wants the Jets to basically operate like the 2002 Oakland A's, where we're going to bargain shop for life, baby.
It's kind of nuts. I know these guys are confident in their ability to coach and, you know, manage, you know, if you're Darren Muji, but at what point are you standing on business a little too much if you're Aaron Glenn? And like, how many reclamation projects can you realistically have? It's kind of hard to, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to get the best out of Justin Fields, Brandon Stevens, Chuks Okorafor. Like, how many times can we say, okay, we trust the process without, you know, the results? So I'm a little nervous, but they seem to be full of confidence heading into year one.
Matt writes in, this show makes my needle move. Well, Matt, I would say this. You probably should go talk to a doctor.
Calm your freaky down.
All right.
It's true.
The New York A's, baby. That is how the Jets are being run right now. Where's Brad Pitt? Is he going to play Darren Muji in the next movie here?
Yeah, who's Jonah Hill explaining all these analytics to Brad Pitt? Is that Rick Spielman to Muji? Or is that Robbie Payton?
Oh, my God. Ace of Spade in the house. Bobby needs Sarah's presence to keep him grounded. I think Bobby was out of line being so mad at Jay Quest for a harmless joke, Ace of Spade. That's my official take on it. Purple Belt Mike writes in, what's your dream draft rounds 2, 3, and 4? Also, if there's a wide receiver in the 4th, that could be a 2025 version of Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's what I'm praying for. I mean, if there is that guy out there, no one knows, right? Otherwise, that guy wouldn't be going in the first round. Amon St. Brown would go in the top 5 if you knew he'd be that good.
Yeah, just like Puka Nacua. If everybody knew who he was and how good he could be, he would never have lasted to the 5th round. That being said, there will be a guy that falls to the 4th round in this draft that everybody's going to look back on in, 10, 11 months and say, God damn, why didn't we do that? And I don't know who that guy could be right away, right now. There's plenty of time for all that. But I guess my dream draft would be Tyler Warren at 7 because he fits tight end. He fits extra offensive lineman. He fits fullback. He fits power slot. He fits a whole bunch of different roles. So I'd go him at 7. At 42, I used to think cornerback until we took Brandon Stevens. So I'll probably pivot to wide receiver. We'll take Jaden Higgins in the 2nd round just so that we can, pair up Garrett Wilson with somebody solid. I might come back in the 3rd round for offensive linemen. I mentioned Trapillo earlier. I don't know if Josh Simmons makes it to 3rd round, but I'd probably attack offensive line in the 3rd round. And then 4th round, I mean, that's kind of a dealer's choice, but I would say maybe safety, like Andrew Makuba from Texas. I'm a big fan of his. I don't know if they're going to prioritize Nick Emanwari from South Carolina, but I would take him in the 2nd round if he was there. So there's a bunch of safeties I like, but I'd say dealer's choice in the 4th round. You got to go pass catcher in the first 2 of the first 3 rounds, and then get a trench player. So that would be my dream is weapons and trenches.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need someone good at Photoshop to help us out with this one. Leon nails it with this comment. Muji ball. That is how the Jets are being run, baby. Forget Moneyball. We have Muji ball. Someone give me a Photoshop of Darren Muji over Brad Pitt in the cover of the Moneyball movie poster. God. Knob Crab writes in, Dave Briga is so old. His first cruise vacation was on Noah's Ark. Uh-oh. We could have a war now between Knob and Briga.
Don't poke the bear.
Brewing. Mario says Briga could hear sign language. Bino says Briga's shadow has never dared to follow him. Jet fan since birth. Briga eats a bowl of nails for breakfast. GTA. Briga is a 4D boxer. Gary is only 3D. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, how about this message I just received on Discord from one of our great Asmaniacs? Mimosa writes in, Jake, taking a break from the hospital and came home to this gem. So cool. Thank you. Mimosa receiving her raffle prize from last week's Asmaniac raffle, the signed jersey by each member of the Sack Exchange. And Mimosa's Christmas tree is still up. How about it? Love it. Mimosa, I'm glad the item arrived. By the way, if you won a raffle prize on Friday, it was sent out today, so it should be there by the end of the week. That's for Paul Taxter and Taps Any Button. Your jerseys are on the way. Oh, hit the wrong button for Dylan. If you want in on the raffle, this week's prizes include a Don Maynard jersey that's signed with all his accomplishments, a Garrett Wilson signed helmet, a Wayne Corbett signed helmet, a Brandon Marshall signed jersey, and maybe, just maybe, we could get a signed Dave Briga jersey. That's what Jack wants.
Top prize.
Oh, man. Nick Shine writes in, I'm big on Ricky White, wide receiver in the 4th. Your thoughts?
I knew this would come eventually on the show. Nick Shine, you win. First prospect, I don't have any notes on, I'll be honest. If you say he's a 4th round pick, that's fine. I've kind of defaulted to early day 3 for wide receivers with most of these guys. UNLV, just over 1,000 yards last year, 11 touchdowns. I don't really have any notes on him, to be honest, so I don't know much.
I don't know if what's his name has notes on him either. I'm looking at Dom C's draft guide. I don't see anything on him.
Me either, and I usually default to Dom C's notes if I don't have any of my own. But no, Nick Shine wins for having the first prospect that I don't know about.
Are we sure this guy is real?
I had to Google it because I thought Nick Shine was trying to
is he Dixon holing us?
Wool over our eyes. Yeah, I thought so.
Nick Shine, you win apparently. TB, although some are past their prime, the players the Jets lost combined 4 dozens of Pro Bowls. Does any new Jets acquisition have 1 Pro Bowl or even top 20? Of the people they've signed, I don't think they've signed anyone that has a Pro Bowl on their resume.
I don't think so. It's definitely not an original spot, maybe an alternate spot, but like Gardner Minshew gets those every year anyway. So what is an alternate Pro Bowl spot?
David Atkins is in the Asmaniac Raff. I want to give a shout out to David. He booked his trip to come to our draft party. He's coming up from, I believe, Carolina. He booked the hotel. He's ready to roll. So come meet David Atkins at our draft party at Clinton Hall in New York City next month. Let's go, baby. This one is from Kyle Batar. Other than Holland, what free agent would you have wanted us to sign? Hope Tune is the next prize. Jake, Kyle, thank you. Holland's certainly one of them. I thought the contract that Azeez Ojulari got was perfect for a team like the Jets to swim in those waters. There's just been a lot of guys that have signed that I'm like, you know what? That's a decent signing right there. Like Dalvin Tomlinson to me would have made sense for the Jets. Like I don't love the Muji Ball approach. I really don't. I like Fields because of the potential upside, but every other signing, even the Cisco signing, like I get it, but I'd rather Holland because he didn't get that much more money. Like the Stevens signing, if it wasn't Muji and Glenn making that signing and it was any other Jets regime, the fan base would want them tarred and feathered for it. So I'm very reluctant to buy into that one. I really have hated most of the offseason so far, to be totally honest with you all. Like, if you watch the show, you know that. I can't hide it.
Yeah, if you were going to hand out 15 mil a year to anybody, I thought it should have been Cam Bynum, the safety that went from Minnesota to Indianapolis. So he was one. He mentioned Holland, but I'll stick in the same position group and go with Bynum. Yeah, there was a couple. There was some wide receivers in like the literally like C tier wide receivers like Van Jefferson. Why wouldn't you want to bring him in and have him coached under his dad? You know, like I think he got 3 or 4 million to go to the new team that he went to. I don't even know who it was, but there's like C tier contracts where they could have done the Moneyball thing with better names. Like I'm not a huge fan of like Tyler Johnson. I thought he was okay coming out of Minnesota. He ended up being a day 3 pick, but I there was like a lot of B tier signings, C tier signings that I thought they could have done. And then you have to think, how much does that 4th round compensatory pick from next year come into play? Like, if that's all they're basing their free agency off of, like, we don't want to sign this guy and give up a 4th round pick next year, essentially for him. I don't know if I agree with that strategy either. So it's been tough, but there's definitely a handful of guys out there, to your point, Kyle, that I would have rather signed over the guys we did.
Justin Reed was another name I wanted. He only ended up signing a 3-year deal for $31 million, and I don't have the full details of his contract yet, but I'd imagine it's probably just a 2-year commitment like most of these are. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, well, I'm going to give this regime a chance, and hopefully the coaching's awesome. I just feel like they were better bargain options, to your point. Like, they didn't have
100%.
to sign D-level guys. They could have signed a couple C-level guys in there too, no?
Yeah, and Van Jefferson went for $1.6 million to the Titans. So I'm like, you get Tyler Johnson, and it's like probably the same price tag. They don't have it listed yet, but it's like, come on, we could have went bargain bin shopping and gotten a little bit more out of it on the surface. And that's not to say it's all bad, but yeah, I disagree with a lot of the process being timid during this free agency period.
Rick writes in, Briga invented the moonwalk. Mario writes in, Briga once made a Happy Meal cry. Incredible. Speaking of things that could make people cry, ladies and gentlemen, open phone lines if you want in. But the only guy on hold right now is a man who needs no introduction.
Ha, Gator. Very funny with the farts. I'm reading here on this.
You love the farts, Beast. You're like begging for me to play your farts on the show.
I love them too, but they're good comedy. I'm reading on this Jets mock draft 7.0. Arizona receiver, latest prediction to the New York with number 7 selection. Nick Baum Gardner. Who is this guy? I've never even heard of half of these names. I'm sitting there going, okay, Muji, you better come up with a perfect idea, because if you're not, somebody's going to need a, whatchamacallit, called this. You know, a hanky on the face. That's embarrassing. I didn't, we bring these guys to New York. Okay, where do you, the list looks okay, but Justin Fields is the only guy that stands out so far. Everybody else, what the hell? Where are we getting these guys from? Seriously. But can we get a kicker first? I mean, we need a kicker. We need wide receivers. We need tight ends, and we need big boys. What, Moji? Hey, Einstein. Hello.
Hey,
are
Beast.
You there, big bump dummy?
Beast, do your Garrett Wilson impression, and I'll send the video to the Jets, and maybe they'll sign you, because you might be our best option besides Garrett at this point.
Hey, get ready, lock it up. Get prepared, lock in motion at 3, 1. Sign of 2, 3, 18, 318, go. Yeah. Touchdown, baby! Ah! Yeah!
Whatever they choose to bump their heads with and put together, I feel relax. I don't even know what the season's going to look like.
That was a DM that Gator received.
Dude, what is this?
I can't even keep a straight face. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Beast sending Gator a DM of him farting for me to then play on the show. Which,
dude, you gotta hope you don't get.
I have no
Beast is gonna get pink eye farting into the microphone of his phone like that. Like then you're gonna put it up to your face, dude. What are you? And what's going on with your blinds back there? Are you shooting like BB guns at it and covering up with tape? Like what do we got going on back there, Beast? You're an interesting man.
Beast, I'm just glad his Wi-Fi is seemingly solved.
It has been better, yeah, that's true.
One Punch Dave Briga has chimed in. Nobody wants to trust the new regime, and I get it, but what can we do? Remember, every critic here has no professional experience. That's true, Dave, but to be fair, if some of us had been running the Jets over the quote-unquote guys who have had professional experience, I don't know if they'd be this bad. If the Jets listened to me, they would have made the playoffs in 2023 because no one was more on the record at the time of the Rodgers deal and then immediately after saying they needed to get a legitimate backup quarterback. So, the experts are wrong a lot, and the Jets have been wrong a lot with their assessments and evaluations and hires. So I'm just skeptical, Dave. They haven't won more than 7 games in a decade. Prove to me you know what you're doing before I truly believe in the direction this team is headed.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Badlands hat, and if you just subscribe to them and you listen to anything they put out, the Jets would be in probably a much better situation over the last half a decade than what they currently are. So,
ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Matthew Smith says, Jake, you just hated Zach Wilson for no reason.
Oh, boy.
I don't even think I hate Zach Wilson. It's not personal. I thought he stunk at the quarterback position for the Jets, but I like him personally. Like, I have no ill will towards him,
No. There's some that thought Zach Wilson sucked the whole time, and that should never have been on the Jets. So,
ladies and gentlemen, comments like that belong in a certain place. That place, Stupid Town.
He stinks.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. You're fired. Suck it, truthers.
I did see a video of Zach Wilson saying hello to the Dolphins fans after he signed with them. So Zach is back in the division.
I saw Ashton Davis's welcome to the Dolphins fans, and I at the end he said "fins up," but he paused and he was like he didn't know what to say at first, and I'm like, he's new, he's a little nervous, whatever. But I love Ashton Davis. I just hate that he went to the Dolphins.
No one was better in games that didn't count than Ashton Davis.
100%, dude.
Dude, he was Ed Reed in Week 18.
Yep. I instantly got his rookie card autographed. That was my big thing during COVID. I was getting autographed rookie cards when all my friends were buying crypto. Ashton, not a return on investment that I would have liked, but for $3, it is what it is.
I like it.
Jalen Hurts, big winner with Jalen Hurts.
Really? That's a good one.
It's worth $500. I paid $40 for it.
Nice. That's a little investment.
No, yeah.
South Philly says Briga doesn't flush the toilet. He just scares the crap out of it. Tough to argue with that take. Tough.
This chat's too quick, man. These guys are way too quick.
I would argue there's a lot of great chats out there. I would say the Asmaniac chat has some of the funniest people in this country and maybe around the world too, because we got callers now from all over.
Yeah, and a lot of times you get chatters like that don't care what the heck we're saying up here. They're having their own conversations, but the ones that can do that and then also chime in and give a little one-liner like that about Dave Briga, yeah, that's this is an A1 community for sure.
All right, Dylan, I saved the best for last for you because you watch a lot of film, you break things down, and I know you watch this show as well, so you're probably aware of the controversy that really transpired 24 hours ago. Charles Gorman, the number 1 overall seed in the Asmaniac Madness tournament, was a guest on the Bobby Midnight show yesterday. And it appears like he was wiping his derriere live on the air. But I say appears because we don't know. And Charles hasn't called in yet to tell us what was really happening. So I'm going to play the clip, Dylan. Look at the bottom left corner. Evaluate it. Break it down. You tell us your thoughts. Is he wiping his rear? Or is he washing his hands? Your thoughts.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my hands right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Ooh, I got some skepticism in that one. I don't like the amount of head that you see in the video, first and foremost, because that is a telltale sign that what you're not showing on camera is not meant to be shown on camera. So at least you did that for us, Gorman. You didn't expose yourself too much. the audio cuts out right when he's saying that important word. Is it ass or is it hands? I don't know. It's very hard to tell you. I know you said you ran it back a couple times. I might need to run it back. It sounds like he was wiping his ass, I'll be honest. And Bobby just saying, hey, that's okay, man. We'll just keep it pushing. Like, not going to follow up and make sure he did say hands. I don't know. That's a tough look. And for a 1 seed, I know you're big on, like, the farts and everything, but this might be a little too far.
Look, I'm all about people doing whatever the heck they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But man, if you're Bobby Midnight, how do you allow a man to wipe their rear end and disrespect your show like that? Come on.
If I see somebody put their phone down and all I see is the light on the ceiling, I'm assuming they're doing something that I should probably. Now I blurred myself, but I'm assuming they're doing something that's not good for television or for YouTube even. So, and somebody did put in the chat, there's no running water, and there isn't. As I'm trying to fix my camera, but there's no running water there. Like, how are you wiping your hands? And who says wipe your hands? Nobody wipes their hands. You wash your hands, dude. I don't know. A lot of holes to pluck in this Gorman theory, but I'm leaning ass. I'm leaning ass for sure.
Yeah, I'm leaning ass as well. I'll play it again for you, Dylan, because I just think no one says that they're wiping their hands. You wash your hands. So that's what I keep coming back to. But once again, for those of you out there who want to see it again, Charles Gorman, is he wiping his ass or wiping his hands?
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just wiping my hands right now.
Okay, that's fine.
And what is that covering the camera? I don't know what you got going on in your bathroom there, but very suspect for 1 seed behavior.
Tell you what, I think it might actually help him, though. That's how these things usually go.
Dude, I honestly think if you played the Robert C. Ice Bucket Challenge video as soon as you open the polls, it might have been a very, very tight race. Because as soon as I heard that, I wanted to switch my vote. Even though I love Rick Kent and I voted for Rick Kent in the poll and everything, I have him in my bracket. I thought that was truly hilarious.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if Robert C. calls more, he's a lot higher in this tournament a year from now. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Dylan, great job as always. Love having you on, man. Where can people find you if they are maybe watching for the first time and seeing you as a guest on the program?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at D Tereman, as you see right under my name here on the screen. Or you can follow Jet Nation, the entire site, at Jet Nation on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Get in our forums at jetnation.com. It's a lovely wormhole to fall down if you have time to kill and you just want to talk about anything Jets, whether it's draft related, free agent related, just current team related. There is a forum topic out there and you will fall down a wormhole in it. So definitely check us out at Jet Nation. And Thursday nights, I have our Jet Nation live show with Glenn. Monday nights, I'm doing the Buffalo Jet fan show with him at 7:30. And catch me back on Tuesday through the draft with Jake.
Dylan, keep up the great work, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Jake. Thanks.
Dylan Tereman with us there. Good to get him on. Dylan watches the show regularly and knows the Jets as well as anyone, so a really good guest for us. More raffle entries, ladies and gentlemen. Don Maynard jersey, Garrett Wilson helmet, Wayne Corbett helmet, Brandon Marshall jersey, and more prizes to be announced. If anyone signs up and buys a draft ticket while I'm live on the air, we will shout you out. We had a couple more people purchase their tickets today. Spots are limited. I expect it to sell out. So get your ticket if you're joining us draft night in New York City. Let's get some more of your calls. Hep is on the line, and Hep is up next on our show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Jake. Hey, fellas. I know, Jake, you're really looking at a 4-win season, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think Glenn is going to bring the mentality of the Parcells. You're not going to want to play the New York Jets. You're going to get bruised. You're going to get hurt. We're going to, on the offense, we're going to run, baby. Run, Forrest, run. We're going to hit the defensive end underneath. We're going to stretch the field a little bit with Garrett. And you're not going to want to play the Jets. I don't know if it's going to really translate into wins, but it's a good place to start.
Yeah, look, I hope that is what they could do because there's talent to do it. I'm skeptical of any first-time head coach until I see it, especially a first-time play caller. They could be better than 4. Like if you told me they won 7, I'm not going to be shocked. I don't see this team making the playoffs next year. I'd be shocked. And they would have to nail every pick in the draft, and Fields is going to have to be so much better than what I'm expecting him to be. So I just have a tough time picturing it right now.
I think what we're doing is we are seeing a little change in the NFL. You really have to have a running quarterback, it seems like nowadays. Because when teams have you locked up on the outside, the quarterback can just take what's given to him underneath, and Fields is perfect for that.
He can be, but at some point you're going to have to be able to throw the football.
Exactly. He's got an arm too. He could throw it for hard, He could really, and he makes good decisions. What I worried about Rodgers last year is he didn't show up until like the second half. Well, we did that for the last 5 years. We haven't showed up for the first half. It was a joke. The offense hasn't even showed up. So I think we're going to start off a lot quicker this year. None of that like wait till the second half before we start playing.
They better. That was such a problem under Saleh, just in general.
Yeah.
Like just the slow starts. This team's got to come out with some energy and you know what they really need? Just in general. If you really want to get some skeptical fans to start to buy in again and have some hope, they got to get out to a good start. Start the season 3-2 when no one's expecting you to be any good. Like go out there and somehow win your first 2 games to get off to a 2-0 start. That's what I think people loved about Rex so much. They started 3-0 that year. Remember, they beat the Patriots week 2. Rex sent the voicemail out to all the season ticket holders. There was belief right away. You felt like you had the guy early, even though that team had an up and down year with a rookie quarterback. I remember having a lot of faith in Rex as a coach, even when they were, 8-8, and Rex is saying to reporters after the Falcons lost that year that, well, we're out of the playoffs, obviously. So, that's what I hope they could do. Get up to a good start.
Well, we might actually do that because teams are going to underestimate us for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jake.
Hep, great call. Appreciate you. Let's take a look at the Asmaniac Madness matchup, folks. Jay Graves, B-Mac. Jay Graves winning 69-31 with almost 400 votes that have been cast. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Comments, questions, super chats, they will cut the line. Appreciate all of you who are tuned in, watching the show. We're going to be back tomorrow with more great content twice a day, pretty much every day, except on Thursday this week. Only planning on one show. Why is that? Well, I'm hanging out with Team ESPN New York at a March Madness watch party right here in New York City. Come join me and the ESPN team at HF Markets, located at 230 Park Avenue in New York, 4 to 6 this Thursday. There'll be drink specials, food specials, just a great place to watch the opening rounds of the NCAA tournament. So come meet me and hang out. If you're in the area and you're trying to escape work, leave work early, 4 to 6, Thursday this week. That's 2 days from now, 230 Park Ave, HF Markets, Vanderbilt Markets, whatever comes up on your Google Maps. That's where we're going to be watching the games. Vinny has gifted 1 channel membership. Vinny, you are in the raffle now, baby. Vinny's channel membership went to listener Ref Fan. Congrats to Ref Fan. Andrew with a super chat. Could you see the Jaguars drafting Warren? I suppose I could. However, I don't think they're going to take Tyler Warren. I don't. Leon writes in, Gorman looked hunched over when he was wiping. That's an ass move. Leon says, when is Gorman going to address Wipegate? Are we calling it Wipegate or Assgate? I've seen it referred to as both in the chat. I don't know, but the second Gorman calls in, we will get his thoughts immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. We say hello to a man who appears to be hard at work.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
You got me vacuuming, Jake.
You look good, Bones.
You were watching me. I was hitting all the corners good, right?
Yeah, it was a great view of the store too. You should go back there.
Hold on. Let's go. Let's do it. This is what Jake was watching as I was vacuuming the store, getting it crisp because we're about to get the hell out of here. That's the Bonesy vacuum for you.
What time do you guys close? 6 o'clock?
We close at 6, yeah.
Nice.
So it is time to go home. It is time to go home. I am ready. Just calling in, say what's up.
How many shoes did you sell today?
Today we sold about 12.
Nice.
About 12 pair. Yeah, it was a good day. We were definitely busy. It was worth coming in today. And I got 2 J calls in. Perfect day.
Incredible.
I was really just calling to address one I want to say between Allen and Yo Holmes talking about how they knew Tristan Wirfs was the guy. It's like, fellas, he was the 4th offensive lineman picked off the board. I mean, if everyone knew Wirfs was going to be the guy, the Giants would have took Andrew Thomas and Cleveland would have took Wilkes, and we wouldn't have took Becton. So, it's a crapshoot sometimes, and you can't hit on every one. As Allen and Yo Holmes say, Joe Douglas is the worst GM in history. It's like, all I'm saying is Glenn and Muji better know what they're doing. They've been laying low during free agency. This draft is very important for us. And like I said on the previous call, man, you say what you want about Joe Douglas. The man went 6 for 8 in the first round. That's 75%. In the second round, he was 50% between hitting on Tittman and Brees, and he missed on Denzel and Elijah Moore, I guess you could say, is a miss, right?
That's a miss. Yeah.
Right, that's a miss. So, and Joe Douglas wasn't good in the 3rd round, but then on the 4th round, on the day 3 picks, those are dart throws, man. We got players like Sherwood, Michael Carter II.
Honestly, Bonesy, that's not what the issues were with Douglas. He wasn't a perfect drafter. No GM is. Howie Roseman, I think, is the best GM in football. He once took Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. Like, every GM is going to have bad draft picks. Like, that happens. Yep. The issues with Douglas were free agency, roster management, the backup quarterback debacle, the lack of a kicker this year. Like, it's just like that stuff is what he didn't do well. As far as like draft, he'll get a job in a front office somewhere as like a, a lead draft guy for a front office. Like, that wasn't his biggest issue. He wasn't perfect, but like there were so many other things with Douglas that did him in besides that.
No, I agree. I get a little defensive when people say that he was that bad. It's just like, guys, he left us with a pretty good plate of talent on the roster. And, he even left us with 2 Hall of Famers that I'm telling you guys, Glenn is here telling us, I'm never going to forget this line, that he said he's here to win and win now. Now, if you say that.
You said it too.
Exactly. And if you're going to say that, and then you release Aaron Rodgers, you release Devontae Adams, and immediately got picked up and got paid big money from the Rams, right? You release those 2 guys, and then you come in here and you don't win now? I mean, we're going to be roaring at you. You bring in a gadget quarterback that we have to really build a heavy run scheme around. I mean, I don't even think – listen, I already said I think if Fields is healthy, he could run for 1,000 yards, and, maybe that could win us some games. Maybe Aaron Glenn is the next Bill Parcells, and he could really coach and can mean that much, because it does. And our coaching was terrible last year. But I swear, if we let go of Rodgers and he goes to another team and they do better than us, unacceptable in my opinion. You can't release these guys, come in here, say you're here to win now, let go of 2 Hall of Famers, and then be worse than the teams that they went to. I'm going to be upset with that. So I'm sticking by my guns. But hey, what I will say is I'm slowly getting back into it's all about Jets. Let's see what happens. Let's just get into this. It's been one of my worst off seasons we've had in a long time. Nothing too exciting has been happening. So I'm slowly getting back, but at least I got the Asmaniacs tournament going, baby. Yeah. When am I? Let me see. So if today is, and you're doing 2, and then 1 on Thursday. Oh yeah. I'm probably not till after the weekend. All right. So,
Bonesy, you are projected to go up against JT. This can't be right. It can't be. Tomorrow we're doing Jay Graves, or we're doing that now. Kyle Clifton and Phenom are in the morning. Chef Kevin, and you're the first show on Thursday.
First show on Thursday. Okay.
And I think that's the only show I'm doing. Yep, because I have my ESPN.
I'll be home. All right. I'll be home for that one. So I'm off on Thursday.
I'll confirm it in the Discord, but that should be the plan.
All right. Got to start prepping.
Before you go, Bones. All right. I'm seeing a lot of people asking the same question. They want your take on Assgate. Is Gorman wiping his ass in this clip?
Doug, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just What would be my answer right now?
Okay, that's fine.
Yes or no, Bonesy? Is he wiping his ass?
I really, like, inside my heart, I want it to be ass, but Gorman is surprisingly a very honest man. He really doesn't lie too much. He is straight shooter. You guys remember when he was typing in Knoble? He's a straight shooter. So, like, I want it to be ass. You can't tell by the audio. That audio, it literally, like, flickers at the exact perfect time. I want it to be ass, especially with the camera. It's a lot of investigating, but I am gonna go. I think he was an honest man. I think he was wiping his hands after he took a shit. I don't think he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he was in the bathroom, but I think he did say he was wiping his hands.
But here's the thing. I don't know if no one's lying about anything here because we haven't asked Charles. Like, I think if we asked Charles what he was doing there, whatever he says will be the honest answer. But
Agreed.
He hasn't called in to address the controversy yet, so I don't know what he would say to that. I'm just going.
He's
going to
say hands. He's going to say hands.
I think he might have been wiping his ass.
I mean, that would just be too amazing. But I'm going with hands, even though I really want it to be ass.
This is like the Asmaniac Zapruder film that we have here.
How about all the Dave Brigger lines? I'm just over here just listening, dying. Because sometimes I'm helping customers and I can't be reading the chat, but at least you're reading some of them. And I'm just, then I go and start scrolling back, just finding. It's like the Dos Equis. I normally don't drink beer, but when I do, it's the Secchies. It's like that's Dave Brigger right now. Anything you say.
Dave Brigger writes, and Charles was disposing a dingleberry.
All right, I don't want to get too gross, but aren't dingleberries things in between your asses? I'm pretty sure those are dingleberries. So I don't know what.
Leon
going
says,
with this, Brigger.
Look at the position he is in before he rises to proclaim his wiping intent. All right, let me watch it back one more time here with that in mind.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just what would be my answer right now?
Okay, that's fine.
It literally goes in and out at the perfect time.
Why would he say he's wiping his hands, though? You wash your hands.
Maybe he's like, I'm wiping my hands off. Like maybe he's like, I'm wiping. Like, he didn't say off, but I just feel like he was definitely taking. Maybe he wasn't taking a shit. Maybe he was just in the bathroom, but I don't know. I think I hear hands, but it really goes in and out right at the perfect time. So that's a tough one. But
Bonesy, great job. Enjoy the
train.
train
I'm
ride
getting
back.
undressed on camera because I'm about to go on the train and put my shit. So I'll see you guys later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bonesy.
The only thing better than all these shoes is sexy Rexy, because he also loves food. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody, and man, these jets are depressing.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Mother effing Chew says, I wipe my hands on my ass. Tony G says he doesn't wash, he just wipes. Jay says we need replay assist. Mario says Brigger can divide by 0. Leon says you could wipe your hands and still be on Zoom, but to wipe your ass, you need to be away from the camera. I think it's ass, guys. I do. Ladies and gentlemen, for more on this, let's check in with a guy who always has an expert breakdown on anything we ask him. It's time to say hello once again to the Beast.
Beast Breaker 666. He's the man who would kick your ass, and then he'd gobble-goo.
Beast, you there? Beast? Beast, how are you? Beast. How's it going? What? And he's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, Peacebreaker 666. Hey, shout out to brother Mark, David's brother. He bought a ticket and is coming with David to New York City for our draft party. They watched Super Bowl III together. Love that. Looking forward to meeting him and you, David. All right, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. I got open phone lines if anyone wants in on the conversation. We got a legend on the line right now. He's in action in a few short days. It's a matchup that actually is happening tomorrow. Forget a few short days. Tomorrow afternoon. The number 6 seed, Chef Kevin, will take on the number 11 seed, Snowball. And joining us right now on the Gusbuster hotline is Chef Kevin himself. What's up, Kev?
Yo, Jake, what up, man? How you doing?
We're living the dream, Chef Kevin. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm in that too, man. Thank you yesterday for wearing the cloverleaf hat. St. Patrick's Day, man. I unfortunately I couldn't catch it live. I was definitely a part of replay game just because of how busy and crazy it was and all that kind of stuff, man. But obviously salute everything you do. Salute to all the Asmaniacs. March Madness has been amazing. Unfortunately for tomorrow, I have a hack and sack rec all-star basketball game where we're actually in the playoffs or whatever. So my son, I'm the coach and all that. So our game's tomorrow. So there's a good chance I'm gonna miss being able to come on and whatever with Snowball. So I actually feel good about tomorrow. I feel like the community has held it down. I show a lot of love to everybody. If you see me at a meetup, if you see me at the game, you already know how I am. I'm approachable. I'm chill. I show love wherever I go. I show love in the chats. I super chat. Been a member for a while. I've called for several years now, so I don't really feel like I got to do too much, like selling myself. I feel like the community know who I am. It's kind of tough to like really slander Snowball. Good dude. Met him a bunch of times. A little shameless self promo for the guy himself, man. Jets Worldwide, they do their thing, man. I can't hate on their show. Him and Johnny, they do their thing, man. So it's all about showing support, showing love to the community and all that. I can't slander them. That's not in my style, man. But for the record though, Snowball was the first person to throw jabs at me. All right, talking about sending me to detention. All right, so I threw a couple back. He brought me onto his show for the Jets Worldwide show. I said, all right, I'm ready for the fair one. Let's go. And he didn't want it. He didn't want to do it. So, it's all good, man. It's one of those things where, we have respect for one another, back and forth. Like I get it. So if you want to vote for who's nicer, it's gonna be tough. What y'all got to think about is who do y'all want to see in the next matchup? Me going against Bonesy, or y'all want to see Snowball in a hug fest, in a man crush bro fest with Bonesy? It's gonna be a whole bunch of hugging, a whole bunch of you my mans. Y'all want to see that, or you want to see me go toe to toe with Bonesy, who I like, man. I got a lot of respect for the dog, but I'm coming for him, man. I'm coming. I actually got a burger. I got a burger that, if you don't mind, Jake, I kind of want to just show y'all my Bonesy burger, how I'm gonna chew them up, do what I gotta do, get them up out of here, man.
Yes.
I'm here for it. I'm here for the stuff. Y'all know, man, it's competition. Don't take nothing personal. This is what we doing, man. At the end of the day, y'all know who I really am and whatnot. But I'm a chef. Y'all know inside and out. But I play with fire, man.
Hey.
Let me put that aside. I think we got, let me see where we at.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go. Philly noodles. You ain't got this? We got bones right here. Roasting, right?
Some are saying that's also what it looks like after Charles Gorman farts.
Now I need somebody to help me out. Can I get a little assistance over here?
Oh, look at this.
A little Fast as Furious over here.
What's
Fast
his name?
food reviews. Help me scrape out some of this bone marrow, this gorgeous bone marrow on this beautiful cheeseburger with Irish cheddar, Got it imported from Dublin. I had a little bit left over. Scrape some of that good stuff off, man. Hold on, that's one. Let's get that out the way. Let's get another one. We got a bunch of bone marrow over here. Scrape some more out. There we go. We got a couple, but there's probably more calls. So let's hurry up and get that out. All right. You want to do the honors? I take the first bite. You get the next, right?
Yep.
I'll see what time it is, man. Look how gorgeous that is. Bone marrow, Irish Guinness imported cheddar, bacon. Come on, y'all. Here, now you got to get the first. You fastest food reviews.
Yeah.
Take that bite. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Dive in. Bones, man, I'm looking for you. Y'all better vote for me. I'm gonna go toe to toe. He a JD truther. Y'all know I ain't about that.
I like the strategy,
Perfect timing.
Chef Kevin.
Perfect timing talking all that JD stuff. Perfect timing. I'm gonna bury you.
I
talking
love the
about
strategy.
JD.
I love it. You're like, give me the chance to take down Bonesy.
Let's
I
go.
like that approach. Nice.
Let's go. Bone marrow. I got your bones. Eat you up. Let's go. I ain't playing.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones that make the show rock. Who's the king? Who's the Jew?
That is a great angle to take. Hey, vote for me because Snowball is going to be too nice to Bonesy. And I'm coming after his ass in the second round. I like it. Nice job by Chef Kevin there. Now, I got to give some love, though, to Snowball because I love both these callers. It's a great matchup tomorrow. Snowball made my own emoji today, and he sent this to me. How sick is that? So I added it. It temporarily replaces the Henny emoji, but I have my own emoji now. I appreciate Snowball for making this. I mean, we got two unbelievable talents going at it in this matchup tomorrow. JJ writes in, I was the first to point out BMAC as a fraud, but hate to see my brother lose this bad, LOL. I'll tell you what, it's actually closer than I thought. Jay Graves is up 68-32. But I thought it was going to be a bigger blowout. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. There's a guy on the line that we need his input on Wipegate. That guy on the line is Chiefs fan.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Jake, I stocked up on the food. I stocked up on the snacks. Thursday, let's get it. Go Mizzou and go. I want us to face off in the Sweet 16. Mizzou, St. John's. Mizzou, St. John's.
Let's do it, Cheats fan. I look forward to it.
On Wipegate, I still believe he said, sorry for the language, I'm wiping my ass. But
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just wiping my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Ass is in the Bible, so technically it's not a curse word to me. Because it's the name of a mule. Donkey, whatever. Doing pretty good with this. Wish I could take more hydrocodone, but like you don't want to be addicted to opioids. Only taking one at night. Like they said, take 3 a day. I'm like, that's how you get addicted to opioids. So I'm just pushing through the pain, like I pushed through the back pain most of my life.
Kyle says Cheats fan went into the trust fund to buy baby food.
Oh no. It's gonna be real cold here, so I got my small little throw out. So it's gonna be cold for the next 2 days here. One of my old small throws that I got for a few dollars from the dollar store. There's a chance of snow where my friend lives at in Oklahoma. I think it's Oklahoma.
Are you going to do any snow angels?
Oh, no. There's no chance of snow for me, but there's a chance of snow for my friend who just got back from visiting family up north in Oklahoma. I was talking to him. He's like, if you mention it if you want. Like, he just got back from visiting family in Michigan.
I see.
He's a big Oklahoma Sooners fan, and I'm a big Mizzou fan, so we beef at times. Loving the hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Speaking of hats, one sec.
Oh, here we go. Cheats fan on the move. Look at that couch, folks. There's history there. Cheats fan, I'll come right back to you. Right now, though, I got to give a huge shout out to Bo C for gifting 10 channel memberships.
If it moves, hit it. If it don't move, hit it. And if you're not sure, guess what? Hit it.
Rob Grinnell, Kyle Batar, Wild Wave, Bill Fawn, JV Free, Aaron Honor, and Jimbo. Jimbo, I believe you're the person who posted your merch arrived today in the Discord. You all just received a channel membership from Bo C. And as promised, if someone gifted 10 during the show, I'd announce what the 5th prize was in this week's Asmaniac raffle. Last week, someone said they wanted Jericho Cotry merch. Ladies and gentlemen, a signed Cotry jersey is our 5th prize in this week's Asmaniac raffle featuring great Jet wide receivers. So, signed Cotry jersey, signed Brandon Marshall jersey, signed Wayne Corbett helmet, signed Garrett Wilson helmet, and a signed Don Maynard jersey are the 5 prizes in this week's Asmaniac raffle. And I'll tell you what, we get more memberships, I just might have another prize or two to share with all of you. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's get back to the call with Cheats Fan right now. Cheats Fan, how are you?
Good. I had to grab my Mizzou hat.
Now, Cheats Fan, are you nervous for your matchup against Weed the People?
No, Weed's online. Bring in Weed.
No, I'm saying, are you nervous about him though?
No, Weed's good people. If you want to bring in Weed, we can. Weed's online if you want to bring him in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Weed the People joins us now. Weed, how are you?
What's up, Jake? How you doing, man? Chiefs fan?
Hey, you might want to hide the background. That might be a little bit TOS. Holy shit, that's good.
Very majestic. Very majestic.
I don't know if that's TOS or not, but
how's your fake arm injury going?
Oh, it's not fake, man.
God, I demand X-rays.
I demand a birth certificate. I don't think you're American.
I have a birth certificate. I mean, I wrote it myself, so you probably can't read it. But you know,
you're good. I'm just busting your balls, Weed. Good. Let the best man win. You took down one of the big villains, so shout outs to you. Hell yeah, light it up on air. Oh, Jake, by the way, when is our match?
During our matchup, I want you to go to the most ghetto place in the ghetto and take a picture with him. And I want you to call in with the whole hood behind you.
I wish.
You gotta call in with the hood behind you. I want you to look like Eminem in the Forever video.
Dude, I wish I could visit up north, but I'm recovering.
I want you to look like Eminem in the Forever video with all the whole hood is standing behind you.
I mean, I could send pictures of where I used to live with the halfway house that's still there.
Go for it.
I can if they still have it.
I want to see some real hood stuff from you, bro.
Yeah.
No hood story.
I can do more hood stories. 1 second.
No.
I gotta do this for Jake.
I want hood proof, not hood stories. Oh no, this is awkward. So it's just me up here? All right, never mind. He's back. You move quick.
I gotta support Jake. What up, Burger? Oh, Burger, bad news on the updates. My doctor got in the heads of the dog walk place, but Denny's is still saying you could work with the cast, but it's going to be part.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? These two. Unbelievable. Now back to this discussion. So, Cheats Fan, what you're saying is Dave Briga needs to put more pressure on you to get a job.
Oh, no. He's put enough pressure.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see Asmaniacs complain. What he call it, one punch Briga. You need to get a job. What he call him, one punch Briga.
I mean, he's doing good. Ah, bruh, not him. You're a dickhead for that.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I see that background, you dickhead.
You never saw the critically acclaimed Netflix series, Conversation with a Killer, the Chiefs fan Gacy tapes?
I am not a killer, you dickhead.
It is a fantastic show. I'm telling you, man.
Come on, bruh.
What? I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm not a serial killer. There's only two people I want dead, and that's who's running the country right now.
Wow. Well, now that's. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Can you elaborate?
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Don't want to go there. God, this is my fear with weed. God. Chiefs fan, you are out of your mind. Weed, good call for the most part. Rep fan says, thoughts on, I'm not falling for that. What do you think? I'm going to get Dixon Hold or Clyde Midiad, a Rep fan, who Gabe owner is. I know what you're doing. All right. Last chance to get in today. Been a slow day on the phones. We're presented today by our brand new sponsor. I talked about this on the first show today. House of Atlas. Brand new razor company that's going to help you get a close and smooth shave. If you have a beard, mustache, whatever you're using, check out House of Atlas. Once again, they are brand new. They sent me some of their products to use, and I love it. It's been awesome. The razor looks sick, sleek design, easy to hold, nice weight to it. It's really an awesome razor. I have mine right here. It's in blue. I love the shave cream they sent as well. Thick formula, shows you where you're shaving, leaves my skin baby bottom soft. Love the aftershave as well. So if you want any of these items I'm mentioning, the razor or the before and after creams they have, I got a promo code that's going to save you some money. It is in the description if you forget what I'm saying, but 15% off if you use promo code Asman at checkout at houseofatlas.com. There's a look at the before and after set, the different creams for you to use. Got my razor right here. So check it out. Brand new company, House of Atlas. Promo code Asman at checkout will save you 15% off your new razor kit and before and after set. So stop wasting your money on shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, or cost way too much. Use House of Atlas today. Trust me, you will not regret it. Last chance to get in on the show. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Boomtown with an 11-month Asmaniac super chat.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Shout out to Jake and Tom Ace for coming up with the epic idea for Asmaniac Madness, bringing out the best and sometimes worse in the community. We have certainly brought out a lot in this community. There's no doubt. There is no doubt about that. Some of the best, I would say, has been some of the calls from Jake West. Some of the worst has been, well, Rob and Chiefs fan.
Weed's more likable than you fucking old cunt. Fuck
yourself, you piece of
shit. Fuck yourself.
Fuck you.
Well, that escalated quickly. Jesus, come on, gentlemen. Some of the best is included Neil's campaign video.
Vote for Neil. Of course you can, because he's a great-grandfather, and he loves his children's children. And cigars, and of course, ugly sweaters. And he drives his friends to Jets games, and has hot women all around him. Who the heck is that hot chick? And a beautiful, cute dog, of course. Here he is with some Jets players. I think this guy helped Aaron Rodgers end his season. And I don't know, is that Curtis Martin? Wow. Neil loves dogs, so vote for him.
It's been an incredible tournament. And we've really only just scratched the surface.
For those of you who didn't know, a few months back, I had announced my retirement from the Jake Asman Show. But after today's victory, I have a huge announcement to make. The fans have spoken. I'm coming out of retirement.
The great
I'm back. Big fella, I'll see you in the next round. May the best man win.
He's back! What a tournament it's been, huh? By the way, more campaign videos, I'm being told, are on the way. But look, campaign videos are one thing. You got to be great if you're going to win this thing. All right? You got to be great. And if you're going to take down a 1 seed, you got to make funny prank calls like Jay Quest did last night to WFAN.
Hey, do you go to the gym by any chance and play basketball by any chance or no?
Not recently. Why? You thought you saw me hooping somewhere?
I go to LA Fitness in Levittown. We have this tournament, right? 64 of us, and we play basketball, 1 versus 16, and we kind of grade each other based on our, how we play. So I'm the 8 seed. I got to go versus the 1 seed because I beat the 9 seed 10. Shout out to Ted easily. But I got to play the 1 seed, right? Here's my problem with the 1 seed. His name is Bobby. Bobby, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you. This guy, have you ever smelled rotten potatoes, Keith?
No, but go
Dude,
on.
so rotten potatoes is the second worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. The first is Bobby. Do I spray this guy with Mando before I play him or some butter and make him smell better? Or do I just grind it out and try to hump my way to a win?
I have a rule. If I can smell you, I'm going to tell you. Have you told him?
Bobby it's just another level, bro. And, I don't even know what to say. The 16 seed didn't even show up when he had to play him. And Bobby thought that he just won because the guy was afraid, but it was because he smelled.
He's like, no, I can't.
He didn't show up.
I can't have that smell in my nose.
If I post this guy up, I might vomit. I'm serious. It's 10 times worse than rotten potatoes.
Thanks for the call, Lane. There's enough humans that smell like rotten potatoes on the subway.
Incredible. Incredible. Philly Noodles is up next. Hello, Philly.
Yo, what's going on?
Philly, what do you got for us?
I don't know. Yeah, that was crazy. I just literally got home, got Jet out here, doing his thing.
Hello, Jet.
Freaking I miss Dylan Tereman. That's like my white cousin. From you know what I mean? Me and him talked about that. We look kind of alike. It's so funny. But yeah, so what are you feeling? You want the weapon, Warren, at 7?
I would go Warren right now.
Yeah. I'm kind of man, the way Detroit did it and the way any team does it, I'd rather build from trenches still.
Yeah, but they have a decent offensive line already in place. And I mean, when you say trenches, you're talking about D-line as well?
Yeah, either side, best player available. Because, I mean, depending on how it shakes up, I mean,
Warren might be the best player available, though. That's kind of my point. Why I'm okay with taking him.
Yeah, over Graham if Graham's there.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they went Graham, it'd be tough to criticize them. But I feel like Warren's unique because he helps them in the running game too.
Is anyone? So let's say you're gonna have the draft party. I'm gonna visit a draft party here. Shout out to Indie Jets who reached out to me through you. I won't be able to make it because I have vacation already scheduled next month. But
wow, so plan your vacation around the Asmaniac draft party, Philly Noodles.
Dude, I already planned this out for months in advance. Yeah, you just came up with this about a month ago. I've been doing this for 3 months. I do want to go eventually, dude. I moved down to North Carolina, and then your channel popped up, and I was like, "Are you kidding me, bro? I could have been a part of this nonsense for years on end." I'm like, "This sucks." But anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think Membu should not get people riled up, but it might, if it's called versus Warren or Ted McMillan, which is to me is the reach, because he's not Mike Evans. That's a fact, and I think that's what people would like him to be is Mike Evans, but he's not. So you can't settle on that. And any Olave talks, please stop it, everybody. If you got that in your brain, literally, pun on brain and concussions. You got to punt that idea, I think, you think about it, yesteryears, we had pass catchers for our quarterbacks. Wilson is great. If McCorley can do anything as a gadget player, you need sure hands. I mean, Nash is sure hands. Betch is sure hands. That other kid that someone brought up, not from Ohio State, but there was another receiver somebody brought up to you. He's sure-handed, But if they go Warren, I would still like to see either who Bobby Midnight brought up, not Bobby, who Mikey brought up, the Missouri tackle would be great. Yeah, no, not Membu. There's another one, I forget his name. Real big guy, 6'7". And then there's the other guy in the second round. I would think would be a good idea, but Warren wouldn't piss me off. But let's see how the Bowers boys react. That's gonna be well, we could have took Bowers last year. Oh. It's gonna erupt in the chat.
Different circumstances, man. People got to understand that.
I know, definitely. But yeah, man, still looking forward to talking to Doug at some point here. I'm coming up. What is it, like 4 matchups away, 5 matchups?
Let's take a look here. You are in fact coming up, Noodles, but you still got a little time. I don't think you're till Friday as of now.
Ooh, this
First
Friday.
show
Damn.
Friday. Yep.
Oh shit, first show. Okay. Oh, I'm at home. Yo, that could have been any more perfect than it could have been. I work from home on Fridays. Holy shit. All right. I got to put in some work this week here before Friday. I got to hit up Gator. See if Gator could do me a favor real quick. Not one of those ads, but just a favor. Let's see if he can pull in the archives for me and work from there. That's all I got to say.
I'm intrigued, Philly. I'm intrigued.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Philly. That's going to be a good battle. Right now, though, it is all Jay Graves dominating. Not by as much as we thought, though. B-Mac has some supporters out there, apparently. 67-33. Yeah, the problem with B-Mac has been he hasn't called in a while, and his internet has been so trashed when he has. It just makes it tough. Like, I truly believe if Beastbreaker went up against Dave right now with his internet seemingly fixed, I think it would have been a lot closer. In fact, I wouldn't have surprised me if Beast actually won. Now, since Dave Brigger won that, though, I think we did a rematch right now, Brigger would still win because Brigger's on quite the run right now. All right, he is a dangerous 15 seed. Mike D's nuts has his work cut out for him in that matchup. All right, potentially our final call. Thunder Lips. Close us out, Thunder Lips.
I don't think.
Well, that can't be the last call if we can't hear him. Good God, man. Thunder Lips, what don't you think? What don't you think, damn it?
Oh.
Thunder Lips, are you there?
I am. Sorry. I was walking in. No, I'm just saying there's no – everything that comes out of that guy's mouth is bullcrap. I can't – I mean, watching him speak, I can't take it anymore. I mean, driving, I'm seething, you know?
Who, Beastbreaker or who?
No, Chiefs fan.
Oh, okay.
He's full of shit, man. Like everything he says, I don't. He must have watched it on TV or something because there's no way any of that shit happens. And he goes from 0 to 100. It's just overboard. It's just I don't think he believes his own lies.
But what do you think he's lying about specifically?
Probably everything. Like every time he tells a story, it just feels so far fetched. And I'm glad he's not taking opioids to get addicted because he'd be the dude on White Lotus getting turned out in freaking Thailand.
Very good episode this week, for what it's worth.
It was. All right. Sorry. My wife's giving me a look. Well, I'm gonna go. Sorry. I was.
Have you turned the corner on her? Does she like me now?
Do you like Jake Asman now? I never hated him. I just don't like. Do you want to say hi real quick?
I'll say hi.
Okay.
Hello.
You tell me about something.
I left you something because I had to make it. It was something punched in the face.
What happened? What did he say?
He said he wrote you something today. Otherwise, he's going to get punched in the face, that's a lie. That's not true. I wouldn't hit him.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, he was just he wrote you a thank you letter. So.
Oh, that's very nice of him.
That's right. All right, man. Well, good show as usual. I'll let you go, man.
Look at those shades.
Yeah. Peacebreaker, unblock me. You know you want to do it.
Hey, Thunderlips, tell your wife that we're going to win her over, all right? That eventually she's going to be a true Asmaniac. She's going to be a regular caller and will probably be in the tournament herself next year.
Definitely not.
She said definitely not. All right, man. You have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody. The great Thunderlips going up and in on Cheats Fan, which, look, he makes some salient points. Some of the stories Cheats Fan can tell, they are ridiculous at times. But they could have happened. We don't know. I do know this. Weed the People has a legit chance of taking down the 1 seed, Cheats Fan, in that matchup. You look at the 1 seed matchups, it's going to be tough for Johnny Boy. Not impossible, but going to be tough. I think Weed's got a great chance of defeating Cheats Fan. I think, honestly, if Jay Quest beat Bobby Midnight, it's not an upset anymore. Jay Quest is red hot. He's like UConn with Kemba Walker right now. And then, look, Lane, I find it hard anyone's beating him in this region. But we'll see. That's what's great about this tournament. You just never know. Buy your draft ticket. Click the link in the description. If you have a group, I highly recommend you reserve your tables in advance so you get a guaranteed seat. Your $30 ticket is general admission. They're seats, but you don't have a guaranteed seat if that's important to you. So get your ticket. Reserve a table if you choose. $30 includes a complimentary beer, wine, or seltzer, and automatic entry into the Asmaniac raffle, which features a signed Sauce jersey, signed Klecko jersey, signed Mangle jersey, signed Jermaine jersey, and I will continue to add more prizes closer to the draft. The more tickets we sell, the more things we could do. Plus, I'm working on some awesome special guests for you guys as well. Rich says, hit the like button on your way out. Rich is absolutely right. Now, before we get out of here, let's declare an official winner in our round of 64 train region matchup. And the winner is the 5 seed, Jay Graves, taking down the 12 seed, BMAC. A dominant performance, really, from start to finish for Jay Graves. The YouTube poll result is officially loading, but when I hit end, Jay Graves had around 66% of the vote, and it's official at 66-33 with over 500 votes. A Jay Graves victory, eliminating BMAC. Thank you to everyone who voted, and that sets the stage for tomorrow morning. Kyle Clifton and Phenom. Phenom, once upon a time, was a regular, but we haven't heard from him. But we hadn't heard from JJ either, and then he showed up and won. Is Phenom planning on doing the same thing? We'll find out tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, Chef Kevin, Snowball, in the 6 versus 11 matchup. So that's what we have to look forward to. Until then, thank you for watching. Reminder, this show's available in podcast form, so tell your friends who listen to other Jet podcasts in audio form to subscribe to this one and take the show on the go. If you want 10 raffle entries in the next raffle, join the Patreon for the year. You save 15% and get 10 entries with your membership. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Thank you to Tyrone Garcia, Matthew Gordon, and Hollywood for signing up most recently for the Patreon. All right, that does it for me. JETS, 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 Jets.
You said people walked on the moon, correct?
Yeah.
Prove your claim.
It's not my claim, it's history's claim. You're an ignorant person. I was there. I know what went on.
You were on the moon?
You just don't believe it.
Give me the evidence that people walked on the moon.
You don't make any sense.
All I've asked you for is evidence.
You don't believe in achievement.
This is irrational. You're acting like an irate 5-year-old.
Listen to me, big mouth.
Dave Rigger, walk like a man. It's not my claim. It's not my burden.
You said you went to college. They teach you nothing.
Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
This is ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
You can't have a rational conversation. You can't shut your mouth.
What's rational? You're just a denier.
How does me knowing the name of the 3 people who died on the Apollo prove that people walked on the moon?
That itself doesn't prove it, no.
Prove your claim that people walked on the moon.
Men don't die for no reason at all.
How does men don't die for no reason prove that people walked on the moon? Your evidence is that you were alive when someone claimed to have walked on the moon.
I was living then, yes.
What does that prove?
I believe in achievement. I believe in a space program.
You believe in achievement. Therefore, people walked on the moon. That's your argument?
I believe people didn't lie to us like you.
I believe in achievement. Therefore, people walked on the moon?
Go read the history. Go look at films. I have books.
Then this should be easy for you. Prove that people walked on the moon. You've done all the research. This should be easy. It's not my burden.
Buzz Aldrin, in his mind, had to calculate the exact landing. You believe it was a cover-up?
I don't believe the claim that people walked on the moon. That's it.
I have to prove history, but you don't have to prove anything. Go take some more headshots. You need some.